Hi everyone, today we're going to do an experiment, a science experiment called parachutes. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to make a parachute that's going to look very similar to this, and we're going to see how well it descends. So the first thing that you need is we need to be sure that we have all of our materials. So you need to have, let me see if I can present this to you guys. You need to have a napkin. You need to have one paper clip. You need to have 4 pieces of string, and these string have been cut prior to now, so they're all approximately 12 inches in length. And then you also need to have masking tape available. So the first thing that you want to do is to unfold your napkin so that it is laying flat. I'm going to do mine sort of diagonal. And then you're going to use a piece of masking tape to secure one piece of string at each corner of the napkin. Now these we're going to use the masking tape because that is what the directions call for. The one that I showed you when we were opening up our lesson, we actually used regular Scotch tape. So either one will work. So you're going to take and attach this to the corner. And I tried to make the tape equal in length as well so that we're not having one heavier than the other. So we put the second string on this corner. And then I'm going to put third string on the third corner. And then we're going to put the fourth string on the fourth corner so that we have each corner has a string with the tape attached to it. All right, so then I'm going to actually kind of fold it over so that the tape is on top. I don't know that it really matters, but I'm going to pull these together. I'm going to pull all 4 of the strings together into the middle. Make them as even as I can on the end. Sorry. And then we're going to tie all 4 pieces together around a paper clip. So definitely at this time, for the younger children that are attempting this, mom and dad should definitely will need to be present to help with that. So we're just going to take all 4 strings as even as we can get them. I'm going to run them through the end of the paper clip, just like this. And then I'm essentially going to knot. You have to be real careful. This paper clip is the part that's going to catch you. I'm going to tie this into a knot. I can get my fingers to work. Tie it together so that when you are finished, doesn't have to be super strong. So when you're finished, you have the knot, your string is not twisted, and you have the paper clip. And so when you lift it, it's going to lift up just like this. Now, I'm going to switch back to the whole screen so that you all can see it. And I'm going to see how well my little parachute works, because what I'm going to do, I've created for you guys, I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. I've created a target that we're going to use for our classroom when we do it. And it looks like this, so that your target is going to be that you could hit the 100, and then you could venture out and see if you actually hit 75, 50, or even 25 and see who gets closest to the target. We're also going to be able to discuss and see, does doesn't matter where you stand in relation to the target. Does it make a difference how high up you hold the target? If I'm holding it here, is it more apt to hit the 100, or if I have it up here? So we're going to be discussing different things such as that. So I just want to show you, I know you guys are not going to be able to actually see my target, but hopefully you'll be able to see my parachute. And so I'm just going to start here, and when I do, I'm going to hold my parachute straight up like this so that the paper clip is dangling. Try to make sure it's not folded. And I'm just going to stand as close as I can. Hopefully it'll hit 100. So I can lift it up higher or I can go lower. It's really depending on what you want to do. And we're going to, on the count of 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. Okay, so I actually ended up being in the 25-point range, which is not at all where I had thought that I was going to be. So what happens is, and I have a little cheat sheet here, but what happens is, of course, you have gravity, a force called gravity, that is pulling that parachute down towards the earth. But then there's also another force that is called drag. And the drag is when you have the other, let me read it. It's a force that is essentially pushing against your object. So it's caused by by the air pushing back against that object. So when that parachute was released, it opened and the air pushed back up against that parachute. It's kind of like if you ever put your hand out the window of your car and you can feel it. You could push your hand down, but it's like you have to increase your force to do so. And that's because the wind is creating that drag. Now, as it falls, the air opens up the parachute, and when it balloons out, it's called the canopy. Okay, well, then that canopy is capturing the air, which is causing a greater drag, which is then going to cause it to have an even less forceful fall. And it will also help kind of push it, it makes it float more. Okay, so it increases the force of drag on the parachute and it's slowing its descent to the earth. Hence the reason that people, if you're in an airplane and need to get out quickly, you would use the parachute. It would lessen the chances of you getting hurt on your fall. So we're going to have fun this week as we explore the parachutes. And one other thing that we're going to do when we do the parachute is, I think I'm going to create another parachute and I'm going to attach a little man to it. And I'm going to see if this man, or I actually have a unicorn, and see if one of these tied to the end of it will make a difference. Will make it any different than when we had the paper clip. Will the weight of it make a difference? Will it make it easier to aim the parachute, or will it cause a difference at all? Maybe they'll be exactly equal. So boys and girls, I hope that you enjoy making parachutes. Parents, enjoy your time with your kids. Thank you.